Welcome to Pattern Machines, I'm Kenny, and today I'm working on my Peel P50 inspired 3x3 off-road vehicle. So this started life as a quad bike, a Polaris 250 quad bike, two-stroke. I made it into a reverse trike, and last video I had its first test drive and we had a few hiccups. I'll just show you a few clips of that. Well, I think that was a success, somewhat. We had the wheel fall off. Oh, have a look at this one more thing. That back wheel is a bit crooked. That's because there's a lot of slop in those bushes there in the swing arm. But yeah, that front end definitely needs to be pushed out wider. Way too narrow and tippy. You're not going to take any corners in that. So today I'm going to address those issues by mainly widening that front end. And the back wheel's a bit wonky, so I'm going to sort of strengthen that up. The other thing is a steering yoke, like those Honda Odysseys or Pilots, whatever they are, you know, the little steering yoke thing. Just because, yeah, I don't have room for a steering handlebar. And then I'm going to pack up these custom parts, put them into my suitcase and take them to America, where I'm going to reassemble on another bike over there and go to Matt's Off-Road Games in 2 and a bit weeks, I think it is. Not long now. And before that I've also got to build a roll cage and a fiberglass body for it. Alright, well, enough of that. Let's get into building this front end a bit more stable. Definitely going to be tight on time once I get to America with this thing. But I'm sure with enough late nights I can get it done in time. Now while I'm at it, I'm also going to drop this front end down just to try and help get the centre of gravity a bit lower. I don't think we're needing ground clearance, not on this build anyway. So I don't know exactly how far I want to take this. I think I want to try and get these wheels inside the bottom. And then when I lower it down, just so we got enough clearance there, we're definitely not going to hit the body. Step one is cut everything out. Don't think it matters where I do it. Just go down, straight down the middle. It's not going to line up then, is it? Yep. Let's cut them off here, I suppose. That's enough. And lower it. Ooh. Starting to get a bit squirrely on it. Oh, the steering. So I've temporarily holding it up with a piece of scrap steel, but I'm definitely liking the look of that. Let's put the body on and see how it looks. So the body is going to be sitting a bit further forward because of the those clips there, but yeah, let's just get over this. Well, that's looking heaps better. Just outside. So move it across a bit. Stay. And the front corner of this is going to be rounded as well, so we definitely have clearance those sides. That's so wide. That's what you want though for an off-roader. But I know it looks kind of goofy. Oh, once we get this body back further into place, it'll look better, just because it's sticking forward. So once that front corner is pretty much in line with the suspension, and this back end moves back about in line with that axle, I think it'll be looking better. But I'm happy with that. Now I've tacked this in place just to get a gauge on where I want it. You can see how much I've lowered it, just to try and get this a bit lower to the ground and lower that centre of gravity. This thing isn't going to be climbing over logs and stuff. It's more of a flat track, or flat dirt kind of racer. That's going to get redone in plate steel, I think. Something that I can do 2 lots of them, so I can take one with me. Now it's time to get this A-arms off so I can rebuild it. So all the way from the tie rod end to this little swingy army bit. So I'm going to pull those off and rebuild them with some more steel, chuck them on, and then we'll see how it's kind of sitting, and I can work on that upper mount. Just a little bit of time has elapsed, and the extended A-arms are now extended. They may need some extra bracing here since they're so long, but for testing purposes we'll just keep them as they are. And these upper mounts, I've got this cardboard, well, CAD board should we call it. I had some CAD board done, and I can cut 4 of these, well 2 for this one and 2 to take in my suitcase, out of some plate steel. Cut it, fold it up, stick it on, then we can just do A-arms and strengthen the rear end, and we should be good to go for another test. Now these aren't too critical for size. I think I can manipulate them enough to make them work. But yeah, everything I do has to be, have to think about how I can repeat it once I'm over in America. Now I have had my confirmation for Matt's Off-Road Games, so we're all set to go. I'll be in the arena on the Friday and Saturday nights. So we've got afternoons, so it's going to be some good fun. Good spectacle. I always perform well in front of crowds. That's usually where my my test driving takes place. When I built the Monster Pigeon, my very first test drive was in front of like 5,000 people or something. What, 5? I don't know. It was a few thousand anyway. But yeah, that was a good one to see if it would actually work or not, and surprisingly it did. Just going to be tacked in place. Pretty rough, but for testing purposes, it should be right. Yeah, good enough. So I will remake these for the to take with me. Oh. So the ones I make, I might use some new steel for it, just so it's tidier. Might be wise. Got them all tacked in, very crudely, but I'll do a better job on the proper ones, but I think that's gonna do the job. Hopefully there's enough strength in it, but that's looking cool. All right, next up is the tie rods before we head to the back end. And these tie rods are just going to get tacked in place. Well, I'll do them somewhat reasonable, but because this whole, I'll show you. Now because this whole steering, the next stage is to get the steering bottom mount relocated. That's going to mess with these tie rod lengths anyway. So I've got to bring that steering up and forward to tilt. Yeah, there's a bit going on. But for now, just going to use a bit of reinforcing steel as my extension, and just put some big goober welds on it. Well, once I tack it in place, I put some big ugly welds on it and get it to hold in place. Ah, hot. Need to get some welding gloves on.
And I got the alignment pretty close, I think. Well, close enough for testing purposes. There's going to be a lot of work in just getting a tidy version to take over and make sure, well, I don't want it to break. So I'll go through, fully weld that up, and then I'll jump onto the back end.
Now, the problem I'm having in this rear end, well, apart from all the bearings are loose and wobbly, is it needs a bit more strength in this, I think this direction, and I think it's got a bit of a twist going on here. So I'm not trying to line it up with the bike, I'm trying to line it up with the swing arm. So it's a little bit off. So I've got to kind of twist that down and then reinforce it with some plate underneath and maybe something through here, but this also has to be able to get out of the way. So it's going to be a bit of playing around to get something to strengthen this up. So it's not surprising that it got twisted, but it's an easy fix. Oh, that might have helped. So what's happening is I'm not actually bending this piece, I'm rotating it, rotating that end piece, which is good enough. And I think a little bit more, so yeah, it's kind of working. Getting closer there too. Very crude way to do it. I think that's close enough. So you can see how far it's twisted from, I've just twisted this whole bracket round and then I'll just go and reinforce it. Hopefully it'll be enough to kind of hold it in position, because I had to cut a lot away to miss the rim and the tyre valve that comes around. So I'll get some strength in that. And that's it, time for a run. So I've welded another piece of steel in here to strengthen all that up. I've put another plate on the end. And I think it's strong enough for now, well, for this testing purposes, because I have a feeling I'm going to try and destroy it. Oh, I'm missing a... Problem with this is I have to take the sprocket off to tension the chain, because it's all up, the tensioning bolts are all up inside the wheel now. I can't get to it with the sprocket on or with the wheel on. Just kind of have to mess with it, but I think it'll be alright. I suppose I better put a couple of bolts through the seat as well. I mean, I guess. Somewhere there. Now these little self-tapping screws are for testing purposes only. Yeah, nope, they were not. Let's try that again. Well, that's it. She's all put together well enough for a second test, and this one I'm going a bit further so we can push it a bit harder. Still a bit nervous about some of my welds, but we'll soon find out if they hold. So I'll get this loaded up and we'll see you out there at the testing grounds. Well, we've arrived on location at the river, and this will be where we're going to take this out for a test run. So my aim for today is to see how that stability is now that I've widened the front, and to make sure my back wheel doesn't fall off. So I'll take this for a bit of a run. We can't do our off-road stuff yet because we don't have the front wheel drive. So this is basically purely just a flat ground stability test. So let's get into it. Now hopefully this thing still looks reliable as ever. If I got the key on. Well, it seems to be going alright. Definitely a lot more stable than it was. Everything's holding up too, so that's a bonus. The engine's still not running perfect, and my wheel hasn't fallen off, so some good, some bad. So stable. Oh, it's good fun. Well, I'm so impressed with how it's handling. Now that front end, more than capable. I can still get the wheel up when I want to, at speed or when it's I guess grippy terrain. Everything else held together, so I'd say that was a win. So next video, I'm going to get stuck into getting these drive shafts done, so we get the 3x3 and I can take it off-road and see how it actually handles climbing, well, we'll say climbing hills or in soft sand and terrain and stuff. And I'll get that steering wheel handlebar kind of thing going. So thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.